somehow. Maybe that's good. All right. All right. Get my monitoring here. Oh, wow. Okay, so it flips it. I wonder if I can. Oh, wow. Okay, so it flips it. I wonder if I can change that so that it is. No. That's a pity. All right. Well, I guess we're doing it this way. I cannot prop this phone up now. Maybe like that. Hold on. Okay. Like that. Right. I like pizza. Well, I like pizza too. All right. Ah, what a day. What a day. Need to post on socials that I'm actually live. Oh, man. And I am live. Let's add a link so that people can find us straight away. Oh. Yeah. So, to explain a little bit why this is coming to you from a hotel room is due to my day job, which sometimes has me traveling. Join the chat. Right. So yeah, due to said day job, I sometimes have to travel for work, and this time around, I've had to travel to Sweden. So yeah. I woke up at like 3:10 in the morning today. So been going a good while now, seeing as my finish clock, my internal clock would say that it's about 9 o'clock right now instead of 8. Yeah, been awake for awake. I've been going for a good while today. So looking forward to good sleep, but no point in me going to bed yet because it just yeah, I'll mess up my rhythm a bit. So needed to do a stream, so here's a stream. I couldn't, for some reason, for the life of me, I could not get the camera to be landscape, so sorry you had to watch this now as a not landscaped, portrait sort of thing. But yeah, let's see. Now that I don't have Streamlabs to share content on, I'm gonna have to resort to showing my phone to my other phone to show you what's been going on in the last month, and it has been wild, let's say. A lot has been going on. First and foremost, I guess, well, what was talked about previous update, so the previous live stream, was the Yamaha that I have now been working on for Neela of Cyan Kicks. So that has been progressing. It's gonna have a sort of lighting feature to it, and I look forward to how that's gonna work out. I don't know how much you tell from there, but it's gonna have green lights set into it, but that's not even the coolest thing about it. One of the coolest things about it is the color. I mean, look at that. I can't wait to actually finish this. And speaking of finishing it, it's coming pretty close because oh, let's turn off the audio there. Yeah. Now getting a high gloss polyurethane finish, and it is starting to look the business. That's been a hell of a lot of fun. And scrolling back here, seeing what else. The Icarus and the Daedalus that I have also been working on have also progressed quite a bit. Now the necks are rough carved, all the cavities are routed on the bodies, and on what day is it? Tuesday. On Thursday, more than likely, going to take both of the guitars to each of the players that are going to have them, and they're going to try and feel the neck, see how it feels, and then I'll adjust it accordingly. I really look forward to hearing their feedback, and it's going to be cool to finalize those. Now, I guess the biggest thing that happened this month was I once again got to collaborate with Samu Haber for a guitar, or on a guitar. I got this acoustic guitar that needed painting, and I recruited my significant other to help me out with that. And here's a picture. It kind of sucks that I had to show it like this, but here's a picture. And here is the guitar itself. So this was for a song that translated was titled "Let's Eat Mushrooms," which was performed at the UMK 23, which is the Uuden musiikin kilpailu. Right? That's the one it is. Yeah, so the same sort of thing where Cyan Kicks was last year, where I made the guitar for Neela, and the Hurricane guitar, those were both made for the same thing, where Finland is looking for their Eurovision entrant. And Samu was hosting, and the host usually performs as well, so he performed this song. And this was so much fun. Like, first and foremost, it was a lot of fun for me to actually collaborate with, or have my significant other actually join in on the fun and paint with me. That was so much fun, and definitely a huge plus. And yeah, and just getting to work with Samu again, which was a lot of fun. Whether or not to address the elephant in the room. So, due to the song being named what it was named, and on national television, with one line that says let's eat mushrooms, and the whole spectacle of it kind of having a sort of mushroom theme. I think I have a little clip that I can show you. Here. Which one it is? Oh, I guess. There. Oh, come on. My phone's not cooperating. So, yeah, this gathered just a little bit of negative comments from just a few people online and not understanding the actual meaning of the song. Where this whole song is just, about having the courage to kind of like love and live your life to the fullest, enjoy life to the fullest, enjoy nature, enjoy other people's company. And that is something that I definitely can stand behind as well. And it bummer that some people only see it, at surface level. But it's all good fun. Where the reception that I got from pretty much like 99%, or everything that I got personally from this entire thing was just immensely positive. And thank you so much for the kind words, because this was really fun, and I'm glad that people really enjoyed it as much as we did. I put out a little time-lapse video of us painting it on Instagram, so do go and check that out. So at IP Guitars. Yeah, I just felt like I kind of had to address that. Seeing as, it's been, I guess, on my mind a little bit, if I'm very honest. But I don't know. Yeah. Weird. Yeah, but other than all those things, my month has pretty much been the day job, duh. But I mean, on the guitar side of things after work, it's pretty much been that for the solid month. Not sure if I put out. Let's have a look if I put out any new videos this month, because I cannot recall. When was this put up? February. Okay, so I did. The second part of the quote unquote Rocky remake was uploaded this month, which was essentially just fixing up the paint job. Oh, hey, got comments. Amazing channel. Your videos have helped me immensely with my projects. If you ever do a collab, Dan from Guns and Guitars would be cool. I gotta check out then Guns and Guitars. Let's have a look. Guns and Guitars. Oh yeah. Of course I know him. Yeah. I'm always up for collaborating with a bunch of people. There's a lot of before I get into that, thank you so much for the kind words, because really that I want to make it very, very clear that that means so much to me, that whatever I've put out there on YouTube here or elsewhere, the fact that it's actually helped has made it all worthwhile. While things have kind of slowed down in the recent half year or so, I am getting back into the groove of things. I just need to work out a new sort of way of working on stuff, new sort of format as well for a lot of things. And yeah, getting to that. Collaborations. Now, I love collaborating with a lot of people, or not necessarily a lot of people at once, but I love collaborating with people. There's always something really cool about um, you know, two creative minds kind of brainstorming ideas and coming up with something completely new and different. There's a lot of collaborations coming up this year as well that have been in the works for, well, a long time, some of them at least, for a very, very long time. And it's going to be cool to see what comes of them. And then there's some newer ones that have kind of really taken a stride very quickly. That's going to be cool. But yeah, I'm definitely up for collaborating with people as long as there is a good, solid idea to collaborate on. It has to be worth both of our time. Both of our time. I guess both our times. I'm not really sure which way you'd say that. Anywho, yeah, thank you. Let's see. Speaking of questions, I had asked people on Instagram to ask me questions for this live stream. So I have Steven. So Raven Music asked me Friedman or Broderick. Now, pretty sure that if you would have asked me this question like a year ago or so, I would have, of course, understood Friedman from that, but Broderick wouldn't have told me anything. So, not sure which way you're meant to ask this. If you're meant to ask which one did I prefer in Megadeth, I have no idea because I have never listened to Megadeth. Just never have. And that's one of those bands that I've tried a lot of times to kind of listen to the music, but I just haven't gotten into it. However, question being Friedman or Broderick, I have probably listened to more of Broderick's music only because I've listened to the most recent In Flames album, and his work on that album is really, really great. And I really dig I really like his style and the way that he works. Having watched Coffee with Ola, where he was a guest on, it's very interesting to hear how he works. And the thumb pick, that's such a cool, like, different way of playing the guitar, at least in metal music. So I gotta appreciate that. Marty Friedman, however, well, what can I say? His music is incredible. I've been listening to his solo stuff recently because we watched I Need to Check. It was, yeah, it's in Be the Beginning, right? The anime. Yeah. In Be the Beginning, he does the theme music. So we were watching that show with my girlfriend, and I was just like, man, this theme tune is really cool. So I gotta check it out because that guitar playing sounds familiar. And lo and behold, it was Marty Friedman. I was like, oh, that explains a lot of things. And I have been listening to that song quite a bit. So that was Remember is the name of the song, or Remember When. I will check. Let's have a look. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just Marty Friedman remember. Why is it not finding it? It's on Tokyo Jukebox. Is it, though? No. No. What is that? I have that song. What the hell is that song? Give me a sec. No, this is really confusing me. Marty! Oh. Not on Spotify anymore? That sucks. Oh well. Anywho. Have you done a baritone build on a channel before? Rupert Bontingles asks. Yes, I have actually. There is the throwback baritone, lovingly named Barry. I'm just going to dig that up for you real quick. Essentially, the throwback baritone video series was kind of, it was a very weird format. It was half me reacting to old footage of me building what was essentially the first guitar that I built from scratch, which means I built, or yeah, I made all the pieces. Because before that point, I had had maybe like a slotted fretboards or parts that were already manufactured beforehand and bought them. But this time I did the whole shebang and I made a baritone Wrath guitar. So it was a birch body with an ash top and a sort of like fire burst thing. And it was 20, I want to say it was a 28-inch scale length or 29-inch scale length guitar. Not my best work, I must say, but it was the first guitar that I built by hand, and it was a neck through, my first neck through that I ever made. Here we go. I'll link this in the chat. This is a demo of said guitar. There. Wrath baritone demo. Yeah. I do actually pretty much. I love that guitar in a very weird way. There's a lot of things about it that just do not work, but it's fun. It needs fixing. Oh, it's currently in Neela from Cyan Kicks. It's in his studio where he had it on loan to just try out and see if he would like it and want to use it. And if he does, then if there's anything else that needs to be done to it. But essentially, here, let's see. Yeah, it was a thing, and yeah, birch body, ash top, maple and beech neck, Indian rosewood fretboard, and oil and wax finish actually, and yeah, fun guitar to play. Gets pretty uncomfortable after a while because it is so long, but yeah, definitely one of those builds where I learned a hell of a lot when working on it. Very cool. Would a makeshift baritone scale work on a standard scale guitar if you just move the bridge back? Makeshift baritone scale. What would you mean by that? Because it's not as simple as just having, let's say that you have like a Strat that is 25.5-inch scale length. Um, just by moving the bridge back, it wouldn't turn into a baritone because now every single one of the frets is in the wrong place. Um, what you could do instead is have the body, bridge, pickup positions, all of that be exactly the same, but have a new neck, which is now a baritone scale length neck, where all the fret positions are in the right place. Then you need to check that the distance from the nut to the 12th fret is the same as from the 12th fret to the bridge saddles, or just make sure that from the nut to the bridge is your desired baritone scale length. There's a lot of things you have to really take into consideration with that. So technically it can be done, but you just need to make sure that you actually get everything intonating properly, so you have everything in the right spot. So having a body and putting a baritone neck into it is probably going to be a hell of a lot easier than trying to do anything to the body to make that work, because the frets, they would not turn into a baritone scale. Then back on Instagram, I have CNE Funny People. How much fun do you have working with Samu? So this is in reference to Samu Haber. And a lot of fun. Seriously, it's like I was thinking about this the other day. It's really strange how this even came to be. It's just, I guess, I did the Cyan Kicks thing last year, and then their manager and like some will work together. So he heard me in that way, and then I did the Sunrise Avenue guitars last year, and now this, and every time has been a lot of fun. There's always a sort of like idea that someone will pitch, and then I'll just kind of take that, run with it, and do my own thing. And I get pretty free reign with a lot of things. I do want to every now and then, just especially with the Sunrise Avenue guitars, because those were pretty specific. I wanted to make very, very clear that this is kind of what I'm thinking. Any input will be nice. But it's just been, the communication has been really easy, and ideas being thrown around is just, coming up with stuff has never been an issue. And he has this wonderful sort of energy about him, which is a lot of fun to be around as well. It's just, you don't, I wonder how I would phrase this. With the sort of level of an artist that he is in my home country, it doesn't show in any way when you're talking to him. He's very laid back, very down to earth, and easy to talk with, just, this and that. Even emails, which is my significant other's always chuckling about this, where emails back and forth with him they're not very, informal. You don't need to be, grammatically correct about everything. It's just talking very straight with each other. And yeah, it's easy. Easy is, I guess, the best way. Easy and fun. That's the best way I would define it. Let's see. Only got 2 questions. What do you know? Let me just update real quick. Make sure. Yeah. Now, there are a couple of things down the pipeline. Of course, we have the Yamaha that's going to be finished up fairly soon. We have the Icarus and the Daedalus, but I am also now going to start on the project that will be announced in due time. But there will be the thin line Daedalus and the 8-string Icarus that will be coming up and getting work done very, very soon. Those are probably going to be next up. I am going to look into the Pine Guitar Challenge upgrade finally. So, as maybe most of you who are subscribed to this channel have found me through that video, but I created the 100% Pine Guitar back in 2019, and that has blown up the channel quite a bit. And it's still a great guitar, but it is made with the cheapest possible materials that we found, because that was the whole challenge. So now the sort of new idea I have with it is how good can I make it? So investing some money to actually get it to a much higher standard. I'm going to do a little bit more finishing work on it. Some clear coats, not too much because I really don't want to change the texture, but just because right now it's essentially a flash coat. So I want to add a little bit more. And then new hardware, new tuners, new nuts, new bridge, new pickup, new electronics, the whole lot, whole shebang, and see how good we can make it. I have high hopes and look forward to the results and sharing those with you, of course. The thin line Daedalus is something that I have been planning for a good while and finally going to make way with that. So it's going to be made out of woods that I rescued from the workshop, left behind by some ex-rentee at the workshop and completely disregarded for years on end. So I'll have a mahogany top and back, and then a mahogany like sandwich just body in there. It's going to be completely just a frame because it's going to be hollow. All the hardware was already there, so Kent Armstrong pickups and very vintagey, vibey parts, which is actually pretty fun, pretty cool. Look forward to it. And probably going to give it a walnut neck, and the fretboard is going to be highly flamed birch. All other ideas are still formulating. The 8-string requires bodywoods. Other than that, I have most materials for it. Of course, not hardware or pickups. Those are going to come later. But that's going to be insane. It's going to be a 30-inch 8-string with a Powfaro neck and fretboard. So, yeah, that's going to be cool. That's going to be really cool. It's going to be my first 8-string build. And then there's 2 basses that are coming up. There's going to be an active bass and a passive bass. I've already shared some details, so it's no surprise that one of the basses is going to go to JohnnyGrinds, so IP artist JohnnyGrinds, who is currently who is from Neurosurgery, death metal band, and then actually announced today from Organ Grinder, who are making a comeback now. And then he's been playing bass live for What Awaits Us. So, making a new bass for him. This time it's going to be very different to previous basses that he's had. And yeah, love the 3-string fretless you did for him a few years back. Yes, so this is going to go along that same route. It is, well, all right. Announcement time, okay? I haven't done announcements in a very long time, and it feels like forever. So let's go. The JohnnyGrinds signature gore over bass is going to be turned into a production run bass. So it is going to be the first signature model on the website for you to order. It's going to start off with these two basses now, one for Johnny and one for another person. And Johnny's will still be very much custom, but we have fine-tuned the production spec to what he would desire and what makes sense. So there is a production version of the bass coming up, which will have 4 strings and it will have frets. So it's not exactly the same. It won't have the teak fret Johnny's old 3-string bass had. It will have an ebony fretboard, maple neck, and black alder body. Fairly standard, and a very less is more type build, which was along the lines of the 3-string fretless. The 3-string fretless was strings and then soap bar pickups, which this one is also going to have. So Seymour Duncan soap bars for 4-string, a master volume for both pickups individually, so you can just fine tune and blend the pickups as is, passive, straight to the jack, and that's it. Very minimal stuff on the bass, and kind of meant for just a low end rumble and no fancy doodahs. Meanwhile, Johnny's upcoming custom version of that is the complete polar opposite. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be my first active bass that I've made. And yeah, I still am not 100% sure how it's going to work. But I'm going to make it work one way or another. Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And it's the production bass is going to be 34-inch scale. The custom bass that I'm making for Johnny will be 37 inches. So it's also going to be enormous. Tuned to drop G. So that's pretty wild. I look forward to that. There's a lot of builds coming up, and which also means that I need to go shopping for some wood. So we're gonna do a timber store run probably next week, seeing as there's not gonna be that much time this week to do it anymore. But me and my dad, we're gonna go buy a lot of wood, and that's gonna be me set next couple of years. Be that as it may, talking about all these things, I still, as I posted about on all my build slots are full. I am not taking up any orders this year, at least for the time being, because I have quite a lot of builds to get through. I will open up my books again, probably late summer for next year, and we'll see how things get rolling from there. But for now, I'm just concentrating on the builds that I have lined up and start whacking through them. I have not been filming a lot lately at all. I haven't filmed almost any of the Yamaha customization. I haven't filmed anything on the Icarus and the Daedalus I'm currently working on. And that's mostly just been trying to kind of enjoy building. Because I realized that there was a lot of times where it's like I would really want to work on stuff, but because I was obligated to film every part of the process, I decided that it was too much of a hassle, and then I didn't actually work on anything. And that led to, well, very minimal work being achieved which was very annoying and awful in a way. So now that I've kind of had time to just settle back into the groove of things, get things going again, I have a hell of a lot more energy, and everything that I'm making now is, you know, that step up from everywhere that I have been previously, which is natural progression of things, how it go. So it's been nice to see that there actually is progress, both skill wise and build wise. I should probably also finally finish my personal base customization. That's been left for years now. Wouldn't take too much effort to finish up. I just haven't, there's been more priority stuff to do. Something that would take forever is the after hours guitar, which is my personal 7-string that I'm making for myself, which has not progressed almost at all since, I want to say, 2018. No, 2019. That's when I carved the top of it, roughly, even then. So that's coming, I guess, at some point. Need to find time to do it. It's just very labor-intensive guitar to make. The fretboard consists of essentially 2 different woods, and they're kind of blending into each other in a very difficult geometric shape. So I guess that's also been kind of off-putting. I'll pick it up when I do. It's not priority in any shape or form. So I'll get to it when I do get to it. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. The reason why I have the curtains drawn is just know if you can actually see any of it from there, but yeah. Well, you can see a little bit, but there's just the side of a building and then darkness out there. Oh, the camera angle changed. Oh, sorry. There. Yeah. So, wow, that was just 43 minutes of constant talking. Even with a sort of small setup like this, constant talking. It's been, I like doing this. I like doing lives, and I think I'm going to keep this live monthly update going because I feel like I get a lot out of it. It's a sort of new way for me to also interact. New. It's not new. It's also nice for me to interact with people online, in the chat or in general sending me messages and stuff like that. And yeah, this time we actually had quite a lot to cover, and by the looks of how this year is turning up, so far at least, we're going to have a lot to cover moving forward every month. Yeah, definitely lots of cool stuff in the works, which is something I hate to say almost every month because I feel like I'm repeating myself a whole lot and not really showing anything new and concrete. But I also realized that I did not show the Icarus and the Daedalus that I've been working on, so I'm gonna fix that matter right now. So first off, the Icarus in its current shape. Oh, wait. Come on. Maybe. I'm just checking the... There we go. So I need to block my face so I actually see it. There's the front of it and the back of it. So it is a linden body, maple neck, Carillion birch veneer top. That way. And single pickup. Then the Daedalus looks like here. So flame birch top, ash body, and ebony fretboards on both of these. This has an Evertune, as you can see, with the huge cavity plowed into it. There we go. And yeah, still waiting for some parts to arrive, especially for the Icarus. It's taking forever. There's massive strikes going on with shipping companies and stuff like that. So that's been really irritating because I haven't been able to receive my things, my gubbins. I just have a feral block and templates coming from England, and they've been on their way forever. I have a bunch of stuff coming actually tomorrow, but I just got emails again that the shipping companies and stuff like that are striking in Finland tomorrow. So let's see if I'll even get my stuff. Oh, one very cool thing. The delays and extra fees suck me up. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of things that I missed here. Was there a natural binding on both? No. I wish, but currently there is no way for me to facilitate a natural binding on stuff if it's not faux binding. And neither of these have faux binding. The Icarus has Carillion birch veneer binding on the fretboard only, but the headstock and the body has plastic black binding, which I don't like to use, but there's really no alternative with the current setup I have for me to use. And the Daedalus has white plastic on the body, the fretboard, and the headstock. And all the joints on the headstock, instead of like going, doing a curve that way and then the next curve starting on top of that other piece of binding, I have jointed every single piece of binding on both headstocks. Why? Just because I can, and because it looks much better. So yeah, they're both going to be black, different kinds of black, but they're both going to be black. And as I've posted on Instagram already, I guess it's no secret that they're also going to the guitarists in my band. So look forward to what they think so far of the work. And they're going to be really cool. They're definitely very, very different. The neck shapes are different. The other one is active. The other one is passive. The other one has an Evertune. The other one has a string-through hardtail. The neck shapes are very different. The neck thicknesses are very, very different. And of course, one's a 3-a-side headstock, different body shape. One is a double cutaway and reverse 6-in-line headstock. Building two completely different kinds of instruments that are going to be playing the same music. And yeah, but that's sort of what the whole thing about custom guitars is about. Fitting the player themselves. and the music they play. And I feel like I am on the right track with these two. The Daedalus. Oh, sorry. I'm really trying to stay awake. I can't go to sleep yet. The Daedalus is also going to have some very interesting, very difficult inlays on it. So that's going to be up. The Icarus won't have any inlays. It's just going to be a blank ebony fretboard. Yeah. Haha, only 14:45 here in New York. Yep. Well, you know what they say. It's always 14:45 somewhere in the world. It's not what they say. Yeah. It's 20:46 in Halmstad, Sweden. And so let's see, 9:45 my time. I've been up since 3 a.m. So it's been a long day. It's been a very long day. But once the stream ends, I'm gonna get back to what I usually do whenever I have, job trips, which is essentially doing music stuff. Today, and what I did the previous trip, what I did with the previous trip was work on some drum tracks and get things. No, that's not what I did. Well, I worked on some drum tracks, yes, sure. But what I did was I had the album that I've been working on since 2010. No, 2010, 2011. The album that I've been working on since then, I finally got the sort of song projects in the right sort of tempo with the right time signatures. There's a lot of time signature changes in a lot of the songs, so it took a while to do that. So I did that last time. But now I'm working on writing some drum parts for upcoming BloodBlind songs and making the demos for reproduction all good to go, because we're going to be heading to the studio in a matter of a few about anywhere else. So that's something that's coming up. We have a good few songs that we're going to go and record, and I'm really proud of the work. They're the best songs that we've written so far, and now just really trying to nail pre-production this time so that we get everything sounding great. And while I am not the drummer in our band, I do like writing drum parts. So I'm essentially now listening to band rehearsal like recordings, then listening to the drums on those and writing it up in Guitar Pro. Then I'm going to export a MIDI file out of that, take it to Logic with just the standalone guitar tracks, and then start writing more elaborate drum parts around things. Not necessarily elaborate, but just sectioning up things a little bit more. And then we're then going to have an extra day with the drummer, and we're just going to really knuckle down on what we think each part would be for each song. So kind of a different approach to how we've entered the studio before, but I think that this is definitely a step in the right direction, just to kind of really put out some really great music for people to hear. Last year was pretty quiet. The first part of this year has been pretty quiet. One of the guitarists had a pretty major operation a couple of weeks back, but he is all well and good. I'm joining up again this week, so we're gonna be riffing out on Thursday. And yeah, all the new stuff sounding great. I wish I could show you some clips, but it's not time yet. I can play you some just really, really rubbish drums. It's just basic stuff, but this is going to be the foundation, building blocks for more interesting drum parts for me to write up. Let's see. Yeah, not a lot going on here. And then we got a heavy part, which sounds so stupid with MIDI because there's no guitars. You have no idea how heavy this actually sounds when it's played. And yeah, it's just basic doop-ga beat. It's basic beat. And voila. Yeah. But I finished vocal demos a couple of weeks back, and those turned out really, really good. I can't wait to actually hit the studio and do the vocals full out because I'm not going to be screwing my balls off in an apartment building. My neighbors would hate me. So getting to the studio is going to be really cool. I'm going to try a lot of new things that I haven't done vocally before on recorded stuff at least. So yeah, and I feel very happy with where my voice is currently. Come a long way since days when I just was very much out of practice and very rusty. So and this new stuff is hard. It's very difficult to sing. So yeah, I enjoy the challenge. That's the best time. Finally getting to the studio. Yep. As long as it's in your head, you'll get the ideas out. Yep, that's for damn sure. It's just with not being as, how would I say, music theoretically inclined. It involves a lot of really just tapping things out and really just like counting. which I should say is still easier than some of the usual stuff that I might write for myself for my own things. Let's see, tabs between computers. I wonder if I have anything that I could show. Probably not. Yeah. Getting back into playing guitar. So I have been practicing more and more. And yes, I've still been practicing Trivium songs. I got Pillars of Serpents pretty good, but I think I got it left at like 80%, and I moved on to Ascendancy songs because I know those a bit better. Rain, able to do that with a couple of mistakes, be able to do that at 100%. Pull harder on the strings of your motor. That's already coming along very nicely. I think that was actually a lot easier than Rain, and I am not looking forward to Drowned and Torn Asunder. I started very briefly looking at it, and it's fast. It's really fast. So really, that's going to be one where I just need to kind of do the grind, take every section by section, and really just iron out the details. But I've already started noticing that even just keeping up a sort of regular, semi-regular regime of playing the guitar, I have started to get a little bit better with my chops, which has been pretty nice. Still do not regard myself as a guitar player in any shape or form, But it's nice to finally be able to roughly start learning the instrument now that I've been noodling on guitar for about 17 years, I want to say. Has it been that long? No way. 15 years? Math is hard. That's it. Hold on. Give me a sec. One moment. This is confusing the hell out of me now. Uh, 15 years? Yeah. Give or take. 15, 16 years. 15 years, I'll say. So, about downtime that I start learn to play the instrument a little bit more. All right. I think I've kind of run dry on all the things that I was gonna or wanted to discuss today. So I'm very happy that I managed to keep this going for a little bit over an hour. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad that there's been people in the chat talking to me. That's been so much fun. So thanks, Four Strings, for keeping the chat going. Yeah, I will see if I can actually iron out a sort of more strict schedule for when these streams would come and go. Oh, sorry, broke up a little bit there. I think my internet is patching up pretty badly. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next month for another live session. Probably not going to go live before then, I don't think, unless something really cool comes up. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, have a good one. I am go edit drum tracks until I fall asleep. Thank you very much. Goodbye.